And we are live. You can catch us on YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, Kick, and Facebook. Do not forget to like and subscribe, and we'll be right back with you, Howlers. Howls over Baaz. I'm Jacob Casas.
This is Ambishun of Black Cup.
It's Melanie.
It's Michaela Suni Campbell.
And we have a very special guest today. You came all the way. Where'd you come from today?
Came from Los Angeles.
Okay, from
Koreatown.
LA. Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
So, Johnny, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about who you are and what you do?
What's going on, everybody? My name is Johnny Law. I'm an actor and also a social media content creator. I've worked in film, television, commercial, but most people might know me through my social media content, actually. So I create a lot of dating comedy, and not only do they go viral, but they go mega viral on most platforms. So if you've seen me somewhere, that's probably where you've seen me. So yeah.
So, like skits, like
Yeah, I want to get into. I want to get into this. For
I
sure.
know.
okay,
You should
okay.
have pulled some samples.
Well, let me backtrack. Actually, let me give you the start. So when I first started off with social media, it was actually kind of funny, right? Like you're at your experimental phase where you're kind of like, let's see what pops off, So I was
Yeah.
doing everything from like food review, dance videos,
Trying to find your
unboxing.
niche, kind of.
Yeah. So I'm just like, let's test this out and see what's going on, But it was not until I started doing dating comedy, right?
Yeah.
I started like, hey, let's make some skits, I'll get with some of my actor friends. We'll do some like dating comedy skits. And all of a sudden I'm noticing more likes, more comments, more
Aw.
shares, And I'm like,
Super
hey.
relatable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, something is popping off here, So I immediately started kind of like, phasing out the rest of the stuff I started doing and started focusing more on dating comedy, So, I come up with these ridiculous scenarios, ridiculous like, stuff that can happen in relationships and make it into a skit, basically.
Can you give us an example of like your funniest one?
Exactly.
Come on.
We were waiting for that.
Come on.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people seem to like skits about side chicks or cheating. I post something.
Of course.
Right?
Okay.
Why
So-
can't it be about the notebook?
Hear me out.
and
Hear me out.
A guy with a
Relax,
toolbox out in the
ladies.
rain?
Relax, ladies. Relax.
Hear me out. Hear me
It's
out.
normal.
You
Sorry,
should
Johnny.
you should do a skit because you should do a skit with them and pick which one's the side chick.
Oh my gosh.
Which one you're married to? Which one's the side?
Hear me out. Hear me out. So I'll post something wholesome, right? A wholesome dating skit, right?
Okay.
Crickets. Nothing, right? But as soon as I post something and it's something either about a side chick or cheating, vroom, the engagement is off the
That's
roof.
Everybody
Wow.
got
I'm
something
talking
to
about-
say.
I'm talking about like tens of thousands of
No, it's
Jeez.
because there's a lot of
shares, everything.
cheating out there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
relatable. There's a lot of cheating out there.
Men don't cheat.
Yeah,
Aw,
men don't cheat.
all of a sudden.
That's right.
So,
Only
okay.
dogs.
So
cheat.
here's another funny
Dog.
thing, right? So there was a time where I was like, I'm gonna take a survey and ask like why are people liking this?
Okay,
right?
you did that?
Oh,
So I'm
that's
not gonna
fun.
name any names, right? So I'm just gonna tell
Nah,
you.
we tell
about-
names on here.
Well, I asked several friends. I'm like, hey, I was just wondering, like, why does this seem to resonate more than like some of the other stuff I, posted, right? And they go, well, it's because through your skits we can live vicariously.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it's very,
different,
very
yeah,
interesting,
perspective.
Yeah.
So
You got the girls' brain spinning on that one.
Well,
But-
we're actors, so we like to understand
Yeah,
human behavior,
exactly,
and we like
exactly.
to know what makes people tick.
But the funny thing is, these are skits, right? So I'll post them, they're for views and stuff like that. But a lot of times people take it to heart and they think it's real. So the comment section just becomes a war zone.
It is real for
Yeah.
some people, though.
Yeah.
It's real for some people.
That's why
That
they
is
do
true.
well.
You
That's why they
you
do
have a good
well.
point there.
People
Good
like
point.
stuff they can relate to,
Yeah.
and some of it is very real.
And if someone has an opinion about it, because everybody finds empowerment through having an opinion, and it's like I'm gonna rate their my opinion.
Yeah.
So can I ask you a question? somewhat relatable to you, where you had side chicks?
Johnny tells all.
I'm not gonna disclose any of that, but maybe they're based off of people I've known.
Johnny's
Maybe
late
I'll
night
take it their
tales.
story.
So they're not as directly related to you. They're indirectly.
I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep that on the low.
I
All
like
right,
that.
it's a new segment. This is Johnny's late night tales.
Story
Spill it
time.
all.
Johnny's
Spill
story
it all.
time.
Tell us more.
So they are kind of familiar to you, at least a little bit from friends, whatever.
Yeah, because I've been through enough, life experience. I've been through a lot. I have a lot of friends and
A lot
of
of
course,
side chicks.
maybe.
Jacob.
He's stuck on that right now.
And I'm
It's just funny. It's just funny.
Jacob's gonna be like, how many?
It's like, why are those skits more real than his other ones? But yeah, I hear a lot of stories from my friends, and also, you just hear all these stories from the internet also at the same time, So a lot of them were inspired through those. I created into a skit, and millions of people laugh about it all over the world. So yeah.
That's
I'm
cool,
waiting
though.
for this live chat to pop off. I feel like we got some emojis.
Somebody coming.
All right.
So
Oh, people are
Come
coming
on,
in
everybody.
too.
Give us your
So
We got
opinion.
people coming in.
you're very vocal about uplifting the Asian community.
Yes, absolutely.
What's one stereotype that you love proving wrong by showing up?
That's a great question.
One of the stereotypes that I went through when I first started with entertainment,
Mhm.
which back in the early 2000s, was, and this is just my opinion, and other people can disagree, but there were not a lot of Asians in media portrayed as sexy at the time.
So you
it
feel like
was-
you're sexy. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Give us do we have a sound effect for that?
A sexy sound effect.
but it was, but that started changing over the years. We finally start seeing, Asian men and women in more leading roles.
Mhm.
Showing that we can get women, we can get the happy ending. We can,
Caught that.
He caught that real quick. He's like, wait a minute, Jacob, stop.
And I enjoy seeing that, we're portrayed more in like
Yeah.
dominant, and top roles, in these films. So I feel like we've proven ourselves, that we can be attractive. We can be attractive to Hollywood. We could be attractive to, people around us, And I think that's one thing that we've definitely proven over the years, in my opinion.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I
with
love
that-
Bruce Lee.
Yeah, absolutely.
With that, what you just said right now, what's one storyline that you wish existed for Asian men in Hollywood that hasn't been created yet?
Ooh, that's a really,
Got them both thinking on that one.
yeah.
I'm trying to think on that one. I'm like,
Wow. You're gonna have to give me a second. Let me think about that one.
All right, we can come back to
That's a
it.
good one. That's a good question.
in the meantime, do you want to give us a little bit of your history on why you became an actor? What's your origin story?
Yeah, yeah. So,
I'm always curious.
so when I was in middle school, and this is like before YouTube, before anything, TikTok, whatever you call it, all exists. My dad bought a DV camera, and I was like, oh, this is cool. There's a camera, So I took this camera. I was like, let's just make some silly skits, So me and my friends, back then we would just do like silly stuff, And I even forgot what program we used, but I remember loading it into, Windows and like actually started chopping it up, making it, and I showed my friends and y'all just started laughing, at, these silly skits that we created. So it was nice at the time because I was like, oh, I did that. I was able to make people laugh, I remember actually showing it to a classroom full of students, in one of my classes. And, the teacher was like, oh, yeah, I'll play it. No problem. So we loaded it on the computer, played it, and the whole classroom lost it, So it was just like a magical moment, you know what I'm saying? So for
Yeah.
me, like, I felt like it was nice to be able to, perform and make people feel,
Yeah.
whether it's angry, whether it's funny, whether it's sad, the ability to be an actor and make someone feel that way is the most rewarding for me. Yeah.
So would you say you're more into comedy, or is that what kind of you saw that's really working for you, so you just leaned more towards that, or is that something you like to dabble in more?
So it's actually kind of funny if you follow my journey on my social media. I'm like comedy, right? Like I do all these silly skits because it seems to be what works for me, right, on social media. But if you actually watch me on films, I actually perform more drama roles, more serious roles. Actually, the last couple films that I worked on the past year were all more serious roles. So it is a much different, So if
Yeah.
you watch me first through films, then you might be surprised at my social media. But if you met me first through my social media, then you might be surprised watching my films because
That's
it's
actually kind of
completely
a
two
good
different. Yeah. And the
Yeah.
thing about social media is you got to be more loud, right? Your performances are more like louder than you should be.
Mhm.
And when you're acting in film and television, it's more, relaxed. It's more slower paced talking, So it's definitely two different types of performances, So it could be weird if you know me as one way and then you watch me in a different way.
Does that like being two different performances? Is that easy to turn on and off?
I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah, because I started off with film and television acting, right? So I've been doing that for almost 20 years now. And then when social media came along, I kind of already have seen the formula. I've seen other creators and how they perform. So I kind of like already can mimic what they do to make it work on social media. So it was easy to switch on to be that much louder and much more expressive performance on social media.
It's probably good too because you're not pigeonholed. You kind of have a repertoire of both mediums.
Diverse.
You know?
Yeah.
You
Yes.
have that. What did your parents think about you being an actor? Tell us this story.
Well, the funny thing is, growing up in an Asian household, right? Your parents want the best for you, so it's always like, okay, let's, we want you to grow up and, become a lawyer, become a doctor. Very cliche.
Yeah,
You hear that,
yeah.
So when I said I'm going to be an actor, they didn't know how to take that, They were like, oh, is he serious? And it was not until I actually moved to LA, right? I was like, hey guys, I'm moving to LA. Cool, wish me luck, So when I got there, obviously as any other starting off actors, you got to do whatever you can to not only survive in LA, but make your way through the networking, the auditions, the struggle that comes along with the journey, So for the longest time, they didn't understand, right? I went from 13 years working in management and corporate to suddenly now coming to LA and trying to figure out how to survive.
And you said that
know?
was the early 2000s?
Yeah.
So
Early
even then, it was
2000s.
very different because
Mhm.
it wasn't like we had the electronics and the technology that we
Yes.
do now. It was you had to print scripts, you had to print your headshots, it was just kind of a different world
Yes, it was.
that time.
It definitely was.
Yeah.
So for the longest time, yeah, it was kind of difficult, right? So it was not until I wouldn't say just recently, but one of the greatest things that has happened with me and my family in regards to acting was that I had a film premiere. It's for a movie called Red Light Teachers. It's actually going to be on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Date to be determined. But we had a red carpet premiere 2 months ago. So I got my entire family here. My mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, their plus ones, and we were able to walk the red carpet together in our fancy suits,
that makes me
outfits.
cry.
That's awesome.
They
How,
got
how did your parents think of
they
that?
loved it.
They were probably
Aw.
They
proud.
loved
It was a
yes.
gift for them,
Yes.
probably, right?
This is
Like,
the first time I was able to get them involved in Hollywood.
That's
Because from the time I moved to LA, which was in 2014, all the way up until then, everything they saw was just on my social media, what I
Yeah.
posted, my work, but they never got to actually experience Hollywood. So when they finally came and actually experienced it, they kind of went, oh, I get it now.
yeah.
I get it. I get everything that you've been doing to get to this point,
Yeah.
you
Right,
know?
right.
So I
Because they
felt-
don't see it up until then,
Exactly. Exactly,
Where are you from originally?
San Jose.
San Jose.
Repping the
okay.
Bay Area.
Cool, cool.
Yeah, a lot of
That's
people from the
awesome.
Bay coming on here. Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely been quite a journey, and it's now very amazing when I post something and my parents would like it, And I'm like, oh, they like my side
now
chick
they
video.
now they know. They know.
They like my
how-
side
they
chick
like
video.
my video of me cheating here, So it's cool,
That's funny. I think those videos are hilarious.
Thank you, appreciate it.
What do you think about those videos?
I love them.
Thank you.
Someone said I've never
Here we
seen an
go.
Asian baby mama actor role. Because
An
millions
Never
Asian
seen an
baby-
Asian baby mama
Mama
actor
actor
role.
role.
Okay.
That'd be a good one.
That
ideas.
was relating to the question that I asked about a role that's
yeah.
Okay, so I actually was thinking about it as we were talking, and correct me if I'm wrong if it hasn't been done, but I would love to see a leading Asian actor go to space,
Oh.
some sort of space movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be amazing because I've always been very fascinated with space.
Yeah.
So I think that would be something I want to see.
Hmm.
Outer Stellar.
Yeah.
There you go.
You know what? Why don't you go through the comments a little bit then, since we already got into them.
So Eric Burnt chimed
Oh,
in
Trey.
laughing.
Shout out to Eric Burnt. Thanks for
Eric,
watching. He's a
I love
regular
these emojis.
watcher.
Millie Slaughter.
That's my boy Trey right there. I play video games with him on Discord.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
I'll look at
Thanks for
Millie.
supporting me.
Millie's a comedian. She was on
Oh,
our
she
podcast.
says I love Asians.
She said, I love Asians.
Love
Loud
it.
as fuck.
What
Yeah.
happened? What did she say? Go ahead.
She said, I'm loud as F. And Millie said, I love Asians.
Uh-oh. Hey, she's bad though. You might want to watch out.
She's-
Okay.
She dabbles in skits.
Yeah,
herself,
she
too,
does.
so,
She does.
She's pretty funny.
What's up, Millie? Thanks for
we
watching.
had her on the podcast a couple times.
Yeah.
Killstreak. Trey says hello, Johnny, my guy. Lemony Fresh put the fire emoji.
I love a good fire
Nice.
Wait,
emoji.
did you skip over Millie asking who is she?
Oh,
She's flirting.
Who is she?
Oh, Millie goes both ways.
Millie's flirting.
So she's flirting with you. She's
With
like, who is
me?
she?
Michaela,
Hey,
she's flirting.
Millie. That's my niece's name, so I gotta feel weird to say. But hey, Millie.
By the way, chat, you guys might not see this, but my German Shepherd, Robo,
Yes, we have to
is
talk
actually
about
right next to me right
Robo.
here. He's here in
Guardian
the
him.
podcast. I wish we can put a mic, you know, and
Yes.
But, you know,
You're
I was
the
gonna
house?
ask,
can't
has he been on set with you or like in any of your scenes?
no, unfortunately not. I think that would be too rough for him,
Too
you know,
much.
because sometimes we have
Oh.
very long days, you know, on set. Usually they could be up to 14, 16-hour days and everything. So it would be
Yeah.
pretty rough, you know. Usually I have a lot of friends that watch
I
him,
actually know a lot of people that bring their dogs to set.
yeah.
Like the PAs will
I should
like
probably
take
try
care
that,
of that.
maybe.
You should try it
Yeah. I should
probably try
because
someday,
then they're
yeah.
with you and they're not at home.
They
They
might
don't
like
have
you
to-
more too. You get a little, you
Yeah.
get weigh in a little bit, you know, like we want to see
Yeah.
his dog again.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
doggies want to see you in action too.
So I want to take it back because I think some people listening maybe know I'm an actor too, but I want to know what is some advice that you think you would give actors that are looking to move to LA because like you have this dream and then how do you actually make it here? And I think a lot of actors don't realize or a lot of people don't ever get permission that this is even a possibility for them. So maybe just in that starting point, what would you say to somebody that maybe has a dream about being an actor and just doesn't know anything about it and
That's a good question.
wants to know like how do I do this?
I'm glad you asked this because I can kind of give you a little, you know, some advice, you know, and this is kind of
Mhm.
based on my experience too, you know. Throughout the years, you know, I've seen a lot of people come and go, right, as actors here in
Yeah.
LA, you know.
Oh yeah.
One of the things I have seen is, you know, someone will go, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to move to LA, you know. They're going to come and they can think that right away off the bat, they're going to become a star.
Right.
And then right off the bat,
Right.
they're going to, you know, be successful, make a lot of money. But what they don't realize is that it's a long-term journey. It
Mhm.
really is, you know, because once you move to LA, I mean, some people might have their stuff all figured out right before they come, great. But a lot of times when you're coming, you know, to start fresh, brand new in LA, there's a few things you got to think about. One is how are you going to survive here, right? Because as an actor, traditionally, it's hard to have a regular job because if you do, then you may not make it to an audition. You may not be able to go to
Yeah.
a booking.
Yeah, especially
all
when
of
they
a
were in
sudden.
person a lot
Yeah.
before COVID. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just call your boss and be like, "Hey, I can't come in next week for 7
Mhm.
days. Good luck taking
Yeah.
over all my Zoom calls because I have to shoot something, right?"
Yeah.
You know,
That's why I was a waitress. I was like, bye, I'm not coming in. This is a restaurant down the street. I'll get a job at. See you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, so most actors, you know, they work the gig economy now, right? So you
Yeah.
can there's a lot of things you can do. You know, you can do bartending, waiting. You know, there's food delivery, there's dog walking, there's photography.
Mm.
There's definitely plenty of ways to survive here in LA, but you should definitely try to figure that out first before coming. You know,
Yeah. And I
Um,
recommend a job you can do remotely. So that way, if you have to travel, if you're
yeah.
wherever, you can just work remotely and make your money. That's one thing I wish
That's
that I did.
that's one of the if you're blessed is if you get a remote job and you have a boss that's like, yeah, go ahead, just go
Right.
ahead
Yeah.
Right.
and take the day off, or go ahead
or
and
like get
go
the
do your
work, or
audition,
just like get
and
the
then
work
come
done
back.
in your own
Yeah.
time,
Yeah,
but just get it done.
yeah. So if you're able to
Yeah.
do that, great. You know,
Hmm. So
but
that would be step one: figure out a way to sustain a living.
figure out a way to sustain a living. The second thing is long term. You know, think 5 years, think 10 years, think even 20 years. You know, because not only are you out here trying to survive, but you're also going to be making a name out for yourself, right?
Yeah.
So that involves a lot of networking, going out, you know, red carpet events, you know, introducing yourself, selling yourself,
Mhm.
and you know, on what you do, who you are, and seeing what kind of value you can provide to these, you know, producers, directors. You
That's
know,
great
And
advice.
that takes a very, very long time, you know. And then also basically once you make these network, you know, and connections, then you do the work, right? You get these roles, you get these footages, then you build yourself your demo clip, your resume, your headshots and stuff like that. And that's when you start pitching, yourself to bigger roles, with your agents and managers and all that stuff.
Could we get specific for a second about the networking? I find this to be a fascinating question because being both an actor and a producer, now I understand networking in a more efficient way than I ever did just as an actor. Could you speak a little bit about that? What advice would you give an actor regarding the networking thing? Because when I was an actor, it's like you feel like you're asking for something and it feels, ooh. So when you say bring value, what can you get specific about that?
Actually, I'm going to start with something to lead on. So one of the great things about me taking social media seriously, right, and building my name and getting my face out there is that once you create content that goes viral, your face is shown to people, even if they don't want to see it. It's just going to pop up on their phone, whether they're on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever, right? What has actually helped me, and I'm and this is not, this may not apply to everybody, is when I go to like red carpet events, movie premieres, if I meet someone, a producer, director, whatever, it has helped where they go, oh, I already know who you are. I've seen you before, or I've seen you work with my friend.
Familiarity.
And that immediately breaks down a barrier because I no longer have to sell myself, right? I don't have to say, oh, I'm an actor, I've been in this, blah, blah, blah.
You're a little more comfortable.
It immediately goes to, let's grab lunch sometime.
Yeah, you're recognized.
You mind if I come to your studio and let's have a meeting, see what I can provide to you as value, So when I say value, it's already stuff that I've probably proven myself, right, on my social media. So either I can perform, do some sort of comedy, I can shoot, edit, it could be any of those. And they'll go, oh, I already know you can do this. Why don't you come by and see if you can offer that to us?
Right. That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I like that. I see that can be like for a lot of different industries. I mean, if you can walk up and they already know who you are and they've seen your face because your stuff's going viral, that's like a win right there, man.
And it's a chain effect too, right? So you meet people, then they start introducing you to more people. And it just becomes
the power of your network.
the power of networking. And I think it's very, very important nowadays. And I'm going to tell this story too. I'm not trying to brag or anything like that.
Brag away.
That's what this whole podcast is for. You got to explain everything,
But this, the reason I'm telling this is because I want actors to take advantage of social media, because you can get to the point where you meet a producer or director and you can sometimes bypass the audition.
Yeah.
It could be as simple as, hey, I have a role, I thought about you. Why don't you go ahead and give me your manager or agent's information and we'll get it all set up, Not saying it happens all the time, but it can happen.
For sure.
Well, the thing is, they're seeing you act on your reels, so they already know what you can do. That's crazy. That's like a cheat code.
I tell this to actors all the time. Please take advantage of social media.
Yeah.
It's basically free marketing.
It is,
but you have to do the work.
So when you tell somebody as a tip, take advantage of social media, how do you direct somebody who can't find their niche in taking advantage of it?
I tell them the same story that I told, right? Experiment first. Do what you think makes you happy first, like, the type of content you want to do, whether it's dancing, singing, and then you want to find that one thing that starts hitting with your followers. You will see it in your engagement. You'll see more likes. You'll see more comments. Once you start seeing that, that's what you should try to niche down to and stick with it. And eventually, it also depends on the algorithm, right? So once it starts learning that that's the niche, that's the, what people like to see, it starts pushing it out to more non-followers that may like that content. But again, it takes years. It takes a long, long time. You might post one video and it goes viral, but if you don't stay consistent, if you don't keep doing it, your account will phase out.
Yeah. With that, I can speak for myself. I have 3 different clips that went viral. One clip got like 12 million views, a little bit over 12 million views. And I didn't do anything. It was
side chicks.
Definitely.
It was this guy. Well, damn.
Sorry, we're kidding.
Everybody knows you already.
The clip was a clip of me basically listening to a professor talk about life. And I was just in it, over 12 million views. Went off.
Wow.
Post another video like the next day, complete opposite of that. Jack Harlow was the award show. Drewski kissed his hand, looked at the ass, and was like, damn. And I posted that video and commented. 60, 70,000 views. Another video was more recently. It was a picture of just me and my grandmother. My grandmother just passed, and it was a picture of me and my grandmother, and it went viral. So 3 different things went viral. They have nothing to do with each other, nothing in common. So I'm
what
like,
do you think the secret sauce was?
I have no idea.
Authenticity.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
that.
I don't want to. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Because
she likes that.
I love that. You know me with the sound effects. I'm like, oh.
All right.
Because that was going to actually be my question, tying back to what you just said. I love to play a little devil's advocate. Let's get saucy. And I love this, and I love the idea of leaning into.
She got that.
I did catch that. I am so.
I missed it. I'm gonna go back and watch.
So it's one thing to lean into where you're getting the most attention from your audience, but where's the line between conformism, conforming to something, an algorithm, and just being your authentic, unapologetic self? Because I have seen people that post shit that have like millions of followers, and I'm like, how does that have millions of followers? There's just something enigmatic about what they're posting. And I'm woo-woo as fuck. I believe in energy, and I believe in that magnetism. And there are just some people that have it, and you're like, what? This doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But it's just inexplicable. They have so many followers. Things resonate, and they're posting really nothing different than other people.
Yeah.
And it's just like every single video has like 4 million, 3 million, 12 million. So I don't know. I think I'd love to get all of you guys' opinion on what you think that secret element is. It's yeah.
What was I gonna say? I think if like someone starts, their social media and they do that and it works for them, great.
Yeah.
I think it all comes down to how you want your branding to be overall, right? So if you are fine, dishing out your life story, if you're fine dishing out your recent breakup or something like that to, your audience for them to see. Great. That's perfect, but you have to think about whether that might be something you want if you're getting into the film industry, if you're trying to get into the music industry. Do you want people to use that as the story, in the future, in terms of your branding, right? So that is definitely something that you just want to consider.
So like is that form of authenticity on brand? So it's probably like a mix of something that is curated in addition to authenticity?
I think it's completely up to the creator to make that decision, if they want to, to do that, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, follow-up question, because I was thinking about this. So this is something that I've debated in my head back and forth, just being in this industry for so long. Do you believe, Johnny, that talent or training is more important as an actor?
Ooh.
That's a good question, right? Because there are so many people that have some raw talent and they just don't like get the exposure. And then there are some people that are, famous, and it's like
The power of networking.
Yeah.
Or who you know.
I think if you got the talent and you're able to get that seen by the masses, that is going to be your best start.
Yeah.
You can have training, right? You can do all the training in the world. You can be the best actor out there. But if no one knows who you are, there's gonna be less doors open for you. You may just be stuck to the traditional way of just auditioning, and auditioning until you get discovered. So leverage social media. It's probably the one of the best forms right now of getting your talent out there or your training. If you've been training 10, 20 years of your life and you got this skill, let people see that skill.
Yeah.
Why not? Because if you keep it hidden the entire time, then you may not be selling it to anybody.
Right. What are your thoughts on sorry, I don't mean to dominate the questions. I'm just
No, go ahead.
Hey.
Ask away.
What are your
this
thoughts?
is what it's here for.
Okay, thank you guys. You're the best. What are your thoughts on an actor being in acting class continuously? I have this controversy over this, so I'm curious.
So
what your thoughts are?
There's nothing wrong with keeping your chops going, right? Staying in an acting class because you're always going to be surrounded with other actors, performing scenes, and getting
staying current.
Staying current, getting the training, getting the muscle memory, right?
Yeah, like being at the gym.
Going on, yeah. But nothing still beats, and this is coming from film and TV actor, right? So nothing still beats, in my opinion, experience on set, because when you may be going to acting class for 10 years, but when you finally step on set for the first time, maybe, right? you may get nervous because now you have like 20 lights on you.
Yeah.
You have like 4 cameras pointing at you. You have like 50 people, working, one holding a boom mic, and you suddenly start getting the nerves.
Yeah.
You're shaking, right? All that training you did, you may not be able to perform your best because you're literally sitting there before they say action, going like this, getting nervous, right? But if you've been doing it for a long time, and this can even be social media, like a camera and stuff pointing at you.
Mm-hmm.
The more you keep going on set, the more you're filming in front of camera, the more you're performing in front of public people, on a mic, on a podcast, whatever, the more relaxed you are, the better of an actor you will be. Because then by the time you show up to perform a scene on set, you're going to walk in, you're like, oh, hey, what's up, everybody? You're relaxed, even with all these lights, cameras, and then when it finally gets to your performance, it's like, oh, I'm ready, But if you don't have that experience and you show up on set and you are, getting these nerves, that can affect performance, in my opinion.
I believe that 100%.
Yeah.
I played semi-pro basketball, and we had a game up north, and I played basketball all my life. I was good. Thought I was. Got there in front of 20,000 people. Lights are on. As soon as I stepped in that court, and they called me in. Legs locked up. Couldn't breathe. Mouth guard water. It was a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
Different ball game. Couldn't do anything. Threw the ball to me. Ball hit the ground. I was like, oh, shit. It was lights on me. It was a different feeling. I had never experienced that right there. And like you said, you get used to it if you do it. But that very first game, I froze up.
Oh my gosh, how did you overcome that?
Consistency.
Just consistency.
Get back at it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's where my social media helps me out, right? I'm constantly shooting, on average 2 to 3 times a week. Sometimes I'll take breaks, but because I've been doing it so long, around so many different actors, around so many different crews sometimes, and doing it in public, you build that muscle memory, you build the experience, so that when you do show up on set, it's like another day, another walk in the park, Not saying
it's like fighters sparring and just training's different. When you get in the ring, you can freeze up.
Exactly, and your body can shut down once you walk on set and you start seeing the stars, the trailers, the lights and all that stuff. So,
and in addition to your point, I also find that yes, being in an acting class is amazing. But what I have found and observed is that so many actors get stuck in the same acting class for 2 years, 5 years, 7 years, and then their conditioning becomes about just pleasing that acting teacher, so that when they do get on set and they're working with a multitude of different directors, they don't know how to function because they're used to just how that one acting teacher worked.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can definitely see that.
I've seen actors have breakdowns because their acting teacher was like in the back of the theater of a play that they were doing, and she's sitting there like shaking her head, and that actor can't adapt. They're just like, I've let my teacher down, and it becomes this like culty guru-y thing of like, don't you want to empower actors to trust themselves? It's all about trusting your instincts. It's about making a choice and committing to that. And so if you find yourself wanting to please someone else, I think my advice to actors would be, don't get stuck in one acting class. Go to different techniques, go to different classes, find what works for you, and then just kind of continue the exercise. And what are your thoughts about practicing auditioning as well? Because auditioning is like a completely separate thing, like being on set in itself.
Well, the post pandemic, it's been really interesting because most of the auditions now are self-tapes, There are still some in-person auditions. I actually have one tomorrow. But yeah, it's almost very different now, because now when you're doing a self-tape, they're asking for all these things that you have to now have skills for. You have to shoot yourself, you got to edit yourself.
Yeah, they want a little mini production.
You got to act, Then you got to find someone to read the other lines and stuff for you like that. So the whole game has definitely changed. But the great thing about self-tapes is, you can do it as many times as you want.
Yeah,
and
on your own
get
time.
your happy, your best take, and then submit it, I still like in-person audition just because I feel like I like showing up. I make my choice about my character, I perform it, and then I'll wait for either the director or the person, running the room to say, hey, let's do it this way instead, or hey, I like that, but let's do this instead. Then I can give them the performance that they want before I walk out the room. So,
how about your in-person audition tomorrow? What's that for?
I can't say.
Oh, you can't?
I cannot.
He signed an NDA.
NDA.
So I wanted to ask, do you think that doing all the skits on social media, you think that's giving you more confidence to be able to walk in and just do? I feel like that would, because you're almost like, whatever you're putting on social media, you're doing your craft at the same time, but you're still kind of saying, I don't really care what you think. This is what I'm putting out, and so you kind of just throw what you want out there too. So I think that would probably help you in the long run to feel more confident. Like I already got what I'm doing down, you know, like I do want to be able to, you know, conform to what you need me to do for whatever acting gig you're going into. But you kind of got that confidence, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I'll tell you why too. So, you know, when I first came to LA, right, whenever I did an audition, it stays in my head the entire week. I'm like, did I get it? Did I get it? I'm waiting for that call. I'm waiting for that call. And then when they don't call you, you know, you get all upset. You know, you're sad. You know, like, dang, I did really, you know, worked really hard on it. Now, you know, I get an audition. You know, I walk in with the confidence. I perform it. And if I don't get it, it's okay because I got my other stuff going on. I'm busy now. Yeah, I'm detached from it, you know. And the funny thing is, the ones that I like, you know, went in, auditioned, and forgot about, they're the ones I get a call back.
I know. Always.
They're
That's
the
always
ones.
the case.
Yeah, my agent would be like, "Hey, you know, remember that one you did?" I'm like, "Which one?" They're like, "You got it." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." You know, so it's a much better feeling, you know. Whereas before, when I first moved here in 2014, it was literally like me on the phone waiting on my email. You know, like, did I get the role? You know. Now I literally walk out the room, I forget about it.
Actor amnesia.
Yeah, I go do my thing. I work on my next project, and if I get that call, great, just icing on the cake.
Nice.
Yeah. How do you prepare for a character? Like, what's your approach? Do you have a specific approach to it, or do you apply different techniques?
Yeah, the method that has worked for me is method acting. So, you know, I like to get into the character by, you know, doing some pre-research, right? So let's say, for example, if I need to be a cop, you know, then maybe I will go on YouTube, do some research, you know, maybe ask my officer friends, you know, is this realistic? Is this, you know, is this how you guys would do it? Or say it, you know, and basically prepare myself, you know, to get into the character. So that's the way I would do it, you know, for myself, and that's how I've been trained.
What if you had to play a drug addict? What you gonna do, Johnny?
I'll do a bunch of drugs.
Yeah.
Just go. Forget about the whole role. You're just
I'm going to be an addict for real.
This is one of
Start
my
calling on my friends. Hey, how was it like that night when you were stumbling on the street?
the method acting is one of my devil's advocate challenges. I have qualms with it because everyone's like, oh, I'm so method, and it's like, okay, stop it. That's not what it really means. Like, it doesn't mean like you play a drug addict, so I'm gonna go out and do a bunch of drugs. It means that you're acting as if, so you can use substitution, you can use time. You know, you could. There's people I think misconstrue it, but where I think the danger in that lies is if an actor takes it too fucking far. We unfortunately have situations, R.I.P. Heath Ledger, you fucking legend, but like tragedy, Philip Seymour Hoffman, tragedy, like these people that's where I go, okay, acting is acting truthfully in imaginary circumstances. At what point does that borderline mental illness? And where do some actors take it so far that they can't come back from that in a healthy way? And that's where I think, just to bring a little bit to not to like bring the energy down, but like suicide awareness, like acting is already such a difficult profession. I think you would agree that actors face more rejection in a year than most people should experience in a lifetime.
That's crazy. I didn't even think about that. But yeah,
like
that makes
rejection.
So,
Imagine you, and that's personal. It's like, oh no, you're too short, you're too tall, you're too this, you're too that. You don't have enough followers. You don't have enough. You have too many followers. We don't want to.
So they actually go off followers too.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Whoa.
I think we had somebody, Eric.
Somebody's asking a question. About,
streamers now getting acting roles with serious. Yeah, you know how many TikTok stars have never gone and been a professional? Like they've never gone to training or acting school or drama school or conservatory training, and they're literally handed a Netflix show.
Bach, all them dudes from LA, they're all from the same area. None of them had no acting skills. Not even the whole 95 South crew. All of them, none of them. DC Young Fly, none of them.
That's crazy.
I have this saying, you know, and I tell this to people sometimes. I don't wish upon my worst enemy to become an actor. Just because I feel like, you know, like what you said, you know, you have to have thick skin because, you know, let's say someone goes through a whole year and they get one rejection and that affected them and they're sad about it, right? Imagine being an actor and you're getting rejected almost every week. All the time, right? Not just auditions, you know? You know, it could be, you know, it could even be like me posting something on social media and then I'm just getting nothing but negative comments, right?
I feel like as a
That can
young
affect
actor, that would really mess people up.
It
I
can.
can see that.
It can.
I feel like when you get older, you just don't give a shit anymore. So you're like, whatever. But I feel like, I mean, I think through life, you know, you get tough skin.
Yeah.
Whatever you're going through. But yeah, that would be hard being a young actor, I think.
Here's another some wisdom that I'm going to give to to the audience, if you want to find out who your true friends are, become an artist. Take the time over the next month, years, work on a project, and then post about it. Then see who likes it. See who comments.
I did that with this podcast. Dude, nobody, like they were all talking shit, and now they're all up on it because it's doing good.
Well, here's the funny thing, right? When you post, your work, sometimes it's the people that you didn't expect starting to
or the
support
ones you don't even know.
Yeah, the ones you don't know. But the ones that you were expecting, crickets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
It's very interesting, right? And the reason I talk about this, I love that stuff. And the reason I talk about it is because it's not just coming from me. This is coming from many creators in my circle, many people that I know, many actors. It's the very, very same thing. They all ask me, why do my friends back at home don't support me? Why do people back at home make fun of me? Why do people? Because when you're an actor long enough, there's going to be enough little birds from your circle coming back to you and saying, hey, this person said this about you.
Yeah.
Hey, this person laughed about you.
Oh,
Hey,
for
this
sure.
person's mocking about you, So this is going to lead up to some advice I'm going to give. If you want to be an actor, be an artist, you have to have thick skin, but you also have to ignore the haters.
Yeah.
Because the haters will try to bring you down by all means, because they don't want to start seeing you succeed, because it kind of reminds them that, hey, this is what my life could have been if I had pursued that journey, right?
Yeah.
Then you start getting satisfied because you start seeing them leave. They start unfollowing. They stop talking to you.
Yeah.
And you kind of go, I did not expect that person to.
Yeah.
Or I didn't expect this person
That's
to.
the crazy part. Sometimes it's the closest people to you, even
It really
family,
is.
all that
It
stuff.
really is.
But it's like, are they like, hey man, that's dope. That all of a sudden it's cool. You know what I mean?
But here's the other thing: when you lose someone, a hater, you'll get 10 folds back. You'll get 100 folds back.
Well, what I noticed too, I think it's best. I think that's good. Cut the fat, right? But at the same time, like the people you start working with, the new network that you're building, those people are like on the same journey. They're trying to do things too. So you all start uplifting each other, and you start creating a whole different network.
Yes.
And these are the people you really want to ride with anyways, because you're all moving towards the same goals.
Yeah.
And those kind of people that you keep around, you just keep moving up.
You have to have a very strong community. You got
do.
to have, when you come to LA, you got to have your support system. You got to have people that's going to support you and work together and uplift each other, And we've seen this many times in Hollywood, We've seen people, actors who start off, together just making skits, and they all blew up together and they took each other with them, And we want to see more of that. We need more of that.
You know what would be cool, dude? I think, I don't know, just a suggestion, like, when you say you go on auditions and how people look at you and how they act and everything, if you turn that into skits, you ever seen the show Entourage?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I love that show.
Do you know when the dude used to, I forget his name, but he used to go on auditions and he would always get burned. What was his name? The brother. Yeah, but it was funny, and then you would see Marky Mark a lot in the show, and he'd be clowning him all the time.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be dope if you kind of like, because it's in a sense you're kind of taking that back. Like, yeah, this is what you guys do when we go to auditions. This is how you look at us. But you're kind of turning into comedy skits.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is how the industry is, and you're kind of clowning on them for it.
That's a good
That would be
idea.
kind of
That is
funny,
funny.
dude. That would be hilarious.
I need to start making more skits like that.
That would be funny, dude. Because
Adrian
it was
Grenier
even
was
funny
in
in Entourage. It was hilarious how they would do that with him. It was hilarious.
I served Adrian Grenier once at a restaurant, and I was like,
No
I
way.
left you in The Devil Wears Prada. I'm like, he probably didn't want to be recognized
For that
one,
movie?
but I was like, I love you in that movie.
The only reason I know that movie, my daughter watched it literally the other
Oh,
day.
I
I
love
love
it.
that
Did you-
movie. They're
Yeah.
making part 2 now. They're shooting it in New
Oh,
York
no
City.
way, really?
Yeah. Anne
Saw
Hathaway
that.
told off the paparazzi or something. She's like, there are children on set. Let's behave. And everyone was just like, okay, Anne Hathaway.
Wow.
Whatever
that's
you
crazy.
say.
I'm gonna
Meryl
go to the
Streep's around.
chat.
Yeah, go to the
there's
chat, 'cause we got a lot.
going
Let's catch
on.
up.
Whoa.
Thank you,
Millie-
chat.
Chit chat.
Wow.
Millie's in here. She said
What up,
he's
Millie?
got that dog in him.
Woof,
I think
woof.
she was talking about
She's probably-
Robo.
Who?
Robo.
Oh, he's
Robo?
talking. I think she's talking about Robo. Yeah.
Oh.
Bark like
Johnny.
you want it. Roof, roof.
I think she's talking about something
That
else.
might
No. Right there, she's talking about Michaela for sure.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh,
That bark like you want it. Yes.
oh yeah,
Bark
yeah.
like you want
she
it.
is.
Oh,
Roof,
woof,
She's
woof,
looking.
baby.
She said
My
give
boy
her-
T-Hog's right there. What's up?
She said give her that Nala attention.
Oh.
I'm scared.
I got my.
You don't even want to know what that means.
I don't
Nah.
think I do.
Oh, it's
What
my
does that
sister,
mean?
Cindy.
Oh, what's up,
Hi
Cindy?
there. Yeah. say what's up to Cindy.
Hi,
What
brother.
up, Cindy?
Oh,
I also
want
to take this moment to thank my mom and dad, thank my brother
Aw.
Stephen Law, my sister Cindy Law. They're
We love
amazing.
that. Hi,
Without their
family.
support and without them in this crazy journey of mine,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here where I'm at today.
Shout out to you guys. Shout out Cindy.
If you're pursuing an acting career,
Eric
was
Burnt, Sam West says Scarlet 2.0 back.
Oh yeah, she's back. Scarlet
right.
2.0.
They called me Scarlet 2.0 in the last episode.
Eric Burnt says streamers now getting acting roles with zero experience.
Yep.
Road.
Millie's asking. Millie asks, how do I get my skits, stand up, etc., to get me auditions without going on casting networks and other apps?
Why don't you answer
Producers.
answer that question real quick?
How do I get my skits, stand up, etc., to get me auditions without going on casting network and other? I think this just goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Utilize social media and your networking skills.
Yeah.
If you're doing stand up, because I have a lot of comedian friends, and when they're on the stage, they get as much footage as possible, and they start clipping it. Kind of like this
That's what
podcast,
she
right?
does.
Yeah, kind of like this podcast, right? We'll be able to clip a million videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. With
I'll get like 40 videos off of this 1 hour podcast.
yeah.
I noticed too if you put the caption of like what the video might be about or like side chicks, whatever, like it'll people won't click on
Captions
that based on
help.
that
I think
Captions
Michaela's
help.
dropping hints.
Captions help because majority of people now, when they watch a video, there's sound off, so it's important to have captions and subtitles so that they can see what the video is about. Otherwise, you can get scrolled over. So
T-Hogs Barbecue says, what up?
What up? What you barbecuing?
Eric Burnt says, when do you come back on, Millie? She was a guest host once.
I bet
Yeah.
Millie was
Twice,
fun
I
to
think.
have on.
Oh,
Millie,
man.
let's
Yeah.
go on together.
She'll be back on the 25th?
20,
The 25th.
the 25th? Oh, no,
The
what
25th.
about when Alex comes?
That's the 25th.
Oh, that's the same day?
Yeah.
The
That's
same
next
day as a
Tuesday.
DNR?
Yeah.
DNR's next Tuesday.
Yep.
Ooh.
I'll be coming back from up north that day, so it's gonna be fun.
So she'll be
Wow.
back on the 25th, guys. Eric Burns says average male experience. I'm not sure what he was referring to.
Rejection.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That actually. Oh,
That's part of being a man.
Well, the stats about being rejected, how
Is that-
a year, that's what he's
yeah.
referring to
Okay.
right
Yeah.
now. T-Hogs Barbecue says, I agree.
Oh.
Sorry, guys. Millie Slaughter says, it definitely hurts being in the entertainment industry and bombing or not getting roles for not being a specific type of woman.
Yeah.
Sam West said, what kind of woman?
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh. Nala. Go ahead, keep going.
T-Hogs Barbecue. Yo, I gotta say, my Johnny is killing it right now.
now.
Shout out. Give
Shout
her
out
the
to
buzz.
T-Hogs.
T-Hogs, thanks for chatting. Calvic, is that how it's
That's
said?
my sister. Yep,
Hi, brother.
Cindy.
Oh,
Hello.
Hi, Cindy.
And let's go. Heart emojis and laughing their butts off.
We love siblings.
That's
from
that's
siblings.
that's ass. Not
I'm
butt.
laughing my ass off.
There we go.
Yeah. Say it right, okay? I don't say it at all.
God.
I just
No.
want to point out, how great this feels, right? Where your friends and your family is coming in to watch and posting in the chat here. This goes back
Where's
to what
my
we were talking
family?
about earlier. This goes back
Are
to
you
what
guys
we were talking
awake?
about earlier. And, it's
Support.
great to see the
Yeah.
support.
It is.
From the people closest to you and your friends and family. So
You got to
that's
learn to
awesome.
live
That's awesome.
without it, but at the same time, it like getting that
it feels
is-
good to be
it feels
appreciated.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
It
It feels
does.
good.
absolutely,
It gives you like a little boost again. Like, all right, like gives you some more
Yeah.
fuel. You
If
know
you
what I
if
mean?
you're an actor and you have a supportive family, it is such a gift because there are so many actors out there that just don't have that. And I'm the same, and it's very important to be grateful for our support systems.
Very
Well, you guys are
grateful.
all part of the Howler network now, so we all support each other over
Aw, Wolf Pack.
Yes.
Woof woof. I love it.
here. You got to, man. I feel like we built such a network with so many different people and so many different industries. I feel like it just works out.
Hold on a minute. Read Sam's last comment, please.
Go ahead.
Sam West says, I'm here for you, Michaela.
I love you, Sam.
Hey, Sam's loving Michaela over here.
Hey, Sam's over there shooting.
It feels good to be every channel. Okay.
Sam's shooting. He's not playing.
Yeah, he's not quick on here. 2.0, all that. Throwing it out. Go ahead, Sam. You can keep shooting your shot.
Could we actually talk? I like be a little earnest for a minute and actually talk a little bit more about mental health and in application to being an actor or just in the entertainment industry or just putting yourself out there. It's really tough to put yourself out there, and it's courageous to put yourself out there, and you do risk being faced with rejection or criticism or bullying. Harassment. I mean, that shit is so real, and so
a lot of people, I
yep.
think, are quick Twitter fingers. You know, like to bully on the internet, and it's just like you said, you have to have thick skin in a sense to just kind of let it go in one ear, not the other, and kind of not really soak it in. Like,
for real, I get death threats.
What helps each of you guys?
I get death threats, dude, and I just clown. I clown them back so hard too.
Oh my God.
The problem is the developing thick skin is that sometimes you don't develop it until you go through enough of the issues, the trauma, the journey, So once you finally get there, yes, it's great, right? You can start phasing everything out.
Yeah,
but it's the initial part of it that is really, really hard.
So what, exposure therapy? Would you just say exposure therapy?
I would definitely say my dog has helped me out a lot. Robo. Can I actually tell my story?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Robo?
Yes.
Okay. I found him on the street, believe it or
No
not.
way.
In Koreatown on a busy intersection right off of Western and Washington, if you guys know where that is in Koreatown. But I was driving home one day after having coffee with a friend, right? I'm literally, just driving. And suddenly in the corner of my eye, I see a dog by himself, right? I'm like, oh, maybe his owner's nearby. No, not at all.
Oh my God. Wait, is it a puppy?
So, no, he was they think he was 2 when I found him, right? So I pulled over and I called him over and he literally just came straight to me. I was like, oh, okay, he's a friendly dog,
You're so puppy.
Yeah. So here's what I did. So I got down. I'm like, I'll just take a selfie with him. So as I'm taking a selfie, he gave me a kiss on the cheek.
Aww.
So at that moment, I go, oh my God, he's gonna be mine. But of course, you have to take him first to the shelter. You have to give the owners a 5-day chance to claim him.
Oh.
So I brought him to the shelter, put flyers up, posted all over Facebook. Of course, he's in the shelter. Lost dog. No one came to claim him. So I think he was abandoned.
Yeah.
So on the very 5th day, I went straight to the shelter and adopted him right away. And he's been with me for 8 years now.
Oh,
It's
wow.
meant to be yours.
And
You're meant to find each other.
And I'm going to say this. If it wasn't for Robo, I think my journey in LA would have been a lot tougher.
Why'd you pick the name Robo?
RoboCop. But so here's the funny thing. His legal name is actually Robo Dog, but then I go, that's too long. I gotta just shorten it. So I changed it to Robo.
I love the name Robo.
Yeah, I like that.
That's
too.
a beautiful
beautiful.
story. Okay,
Yeah.
so I want to give people some tangible things here. So animal therapy, having
Support
dogs,
system.
support systems, support
system.
animals.
Yep.
What are some other ways that you guys have had to deal with either
Man, I
mental
think
health, online bullying?
I think like MMA, boxing. I like that.
So like having a
Jiu-jitsu.
physical
I
outlet?
like that
Yeah.
stuff. I don't even care what these fools have to say. I really don't.
You're like, I'm gonna go punch
It literally doesn't bother me at all. I don't give a shit. Every once in
Yeah.
a while, you might because maybe something's going on, and then you see something, you're like, "Hey, what the hell?" And you start going back and forth with
Yeah.
them. Then you realize, okay, this is boring. Now I don't care. So like
Yeah.
I just don't really care what people think. I
Yeah.
like that.
But how do you get to that point though? Like I wish I
Man,
could love.
I don't
we
know.
talked a little bit about
I
this.
just
on that,
don't sorry for cussing, but I just don't give a fuck
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
things, and it feels great
It's
not
freedom.
to give a fuck.
Well, to add on to what Jacob's talking about, it's important to have a routine of something that you love doing, right? So even if you're not acting, you need to be able to keep doing something throughout the rest of the week. So whether it's going to the gym, playing pickleball, playing basketball, networking events, even birthday parties, going out to see your friends. You have to have things to do because if you're bottled up at home, facing these rejections and then facing comments online and facing little birds coming to you, telling you about things back at home, it's gonna build up in you.
Yeah.
And it's gonna explode.
Yeah.
But if you have a support system, if you have a routine that you are doing things, on a regular basis that you love, it's easier to say, I don't give a fuck. It's much easier to.
That's a good point. That's really good advice.
The thing too is you do skits and all that, so you're always building your social media. That's time consuming. So like you don't have time to think about all these dumbasses. You're just like, I'm going to the next skit while you guys just blow this thing up. You could throw a little bit of bullshit in there, talk some shit, and then let them just go off that too, and then just go to the next skit.
I'll wake up in the morning and I'll read a comment saying something like, "This hobbit will never get some girls," and I'll just be like, haha, funny. I just literally walk away and carry on my day because I literally don't have time to sit there and respond to that comment.
Yeah.
I don't have time
don't
to
feed it. You don't.
Yeah,
feed
they're
it.
just trolling too.
Yeah, I don't have time to go to. It's just it's better to just ignore it because I'm way too busy. Like I'm too busy, you know, going on podcasts, shooting with my collabs, going to
you see that?
events.
You hear that, trolls? He's too busy, you little bitches.
I mean, but even with that, with
playing
the whole
pickleball. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
with the whole online bullying thing, I personally, I feel like sometimes we choose to allow ourselves to be bullied online. You can log off when you want to.
That's true.
You don't have to read. You don't have to read the messages.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
You can even turn them off.
Yeah.
You can turn your comments off. But when you start reading to those things and you start letting it get into you, and it's not a stab at anybody who has been bullied online, but you make a conscious decision to read into that, to feed into it, to whatever you have to do. You make those choices.
That's why it is a courageous thing to have your comments open, because you know that, you're going to get your friends and family to be like, yay, but you might get that one person who calls something out, and that could bother you the rest of the day. So it is a courageous thing to be open to receiving that.
The way I see it now is actually when you have your comments open and these comments are coming in, it's actually just people exposing themselves.
Yeah.
Yes.
They don't realize it, right? They think
Well,
they're
there's
making
sound
a
effect?
comment. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Can we get a sound effect for that one?
Yeah.
It's people exposing themselves, and sometimes it's actually people with real actual names and profile pictures. Because you think sometimes it's like bots, right? You think sometimes it's like a faceless profile, but no, there are actually real people. And if you they'll post a negative comment, you can literally Google them and they'll show up, and you're like, why are these people exposing themselves?
Dude, you want to know the crazy thing is a lot of times they're people you know. We found
pretending to
be somebody else.
Yeah.
So we found that out on the show. Another co-host I had, this guy just kept coming at us on social media, and we didn't know who it was. It was like a fake profile, whatever. But then he somehow messed up, put his picture up, and took it off real quick. So I think he was trying to post a picture up on his other profile, and Ronnie caught him. And he was like, "Hey, dude, I just saw who it was." We thought it was somebody else. Like, this is like the first year we were doing it, maybe the first 6 months. So we were actually talking shit to a lot of people, but we didn't really care. But this one person started saying our kids' names.
Oh,
so it got to the point where we're like, "Hey,
no.
what the F?" Like, we got mad.
No.
We were like, "Who is this dude?" Right?
No,
so
not
he
the
has to know
kids.
us. Well, he saw that. He ended up catching him in the locker room at the. So hold on.
Wow.
It ended up being a gym friend of him. It was a gym
Wow.
friend. He only knew it from the gym, and he kissed his ass at the gym. He would walk up to him, be all like, "What's up, man?" Da, 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 and kiss his ass at the gym.
Yeah, because
it
most
was
people
him,
wouldn't
some
say
random,
that shit. If you looked at somebody in the face and the humanity, the connection, you wouldn't say shit to somebody
Nah,
if you.
they don't got
like,
no
it's,
balls,
It's like
number
when you're
one.
driving in a car and you're like, "Fuck you, you cut me off," but then the minute you see somebody in the car, you're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
We call them keyboard warriors.
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Well, he
Yeah.
caught him in the gym and was like, basically like, "Hey, let's do this right now." And he didn't want to do it, obviously. Yeah, he didn't want to do it. He was scared of him. So it's like, dude, so just so you know, like, they could be your best friend. They could be sitting next to you, and they're over there talking shit, and it's just crazy. So that's why it's like forget these little dickheads. I can care less about these dudes up here.
I want to hear Mel's opinion on how you maybe cope with it, because just from a woman's perspective.
I choose peace. I feel like I've gone through a lot. I've been burned by best friends. I've been, I've had a lot of experience in a lot of different people's, even family,
Yeah.
And so I choose
It's
peace.
betrayal,
I
isn't it?
just
It's hard.
see how, like you said, they are revealing themselves, their true colors. So I'll let you do that yourself. I'm not gonna stoop to your level, and I keep it pushing. I kind of tune in more to the things that I enjoy, like the podcast or other stuff like photo shoots, because I do modeling on the side, or
She's
networking with
gorgeous for
other
anybody just listening.
things. Just networking and staying focused on my goals.
And you know
That's
what's crazy?
awesome.
The podcast does help. Like, you get to sit here and talk. I mean, sometimes I'm just working. I'm just telling people what they need to be doing, whatever. I feel like everybody kind of does the same thing, right? They work, but here you get to just talk.
Yeah.
You get to say whatever. So it kind of does
Yeah.
help get a lot of stuff that you want to talk about out that you probably would never
That's a
say.
good
Yeah.
point.
Absolutely.
And then you're gonna say more things on here than you actually wouldn't in real life.
Yeah, therapy's
know?
great,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
That too. Go to
It
therapy.
is.
Therapy's so beautiful, so helpful. Do that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think I'll like.
I feel like everybody has their own way of therapy. What about you, Marquis?
How do I deal with?
Just hate, bullying, negativity, rejection. just
honestly-
any of the mental health stuff.
I know who I am. I'm at a point where I understand
Yes.
who I am and I understand my purpose.
Yeah.
So the chatter and the talk and the different things, it doesn't really affect me anymore. Before, when I was younger, before I actually matured, I was really concerned about what people thought about me, what they would say, how they would feel. But I got family members who are alive that I ain't spoken to anymore, and what I'm gonna let somebody who I don't know affect me like that for? I mean, and
So
it's not a
cutting
stab at
off.
nobody, but
Yeah.
I don't have to deal with it. I don't have to accept what you're saying about me because I know who I am.
Do you cut people off? Do you keep them at arm's length?
I give
'Cause
people
with
grace.
family members and friends, it can be hard. So I'm curious. I want to give the audience like what advice would you give them if a family member or a friend? Do you say, listen, I appreciate who you are, but I'm going to remove myself because we only have control over ourselves at the end of the day. What would you advise for that?
I'm a
separate?
person who gives people grace. I have a cousin who I love. We didn't speak for over a year behind something that wasn't even my fault.
Wow.
But it was his choice, and you can ride with that. I'm fine with it. I can love you right from where I'm at. I don't have to hate you, but we don't have to speak every day if that's what you choose. So it is kind of giving people their space to make their decisions and their choices and keep them at arm's bay. I can love you, and I don't even got to disrespect you to not speak to you. I don't have to.
That part.
If I see you at a family function, we could be real cordial and say hi. But like I said earlier, it's like one of them things where I got family members that I don't speak to, and I'm okay. So allowing somebody who I don't know to speak negativity into my life is giving them too much power, and I refuse to.
Yeah.
Touche.
Yeah, I think some people just need to be cut off. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they don't exist.
Not
to me
everybody
anymore.
deserves access to you.
A lot of
They
people have been
don't.
cut off in my life.
Really?
I-
You know, and it's for the better.
It is.
You know,
Yeah.
They don't deserve
sometimes-
access.
Sometimes it's just for the better, you know.
And it's not even in spite, right? It's just
It's for your for your own.
I just don't need
Yeah.
this shit around
Exactly.
me, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Should not even need. You don't even deserve it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You get to the point in time where, you know, you just don't even have time for it anymore.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
even if someone wants to start
Or the
something with
energy.
you don't
it's
have the time to
just-
respond.
It's
Yeah.
draining. I think a lot of negativity is just really draining. So that's why I said, and I led with, I choose my peace. Like
Yeah.
if it's not uplifting me, if it's not in a positive way, showing me a certain direction and you know what I'm going towards, like what I'm leading with, then I don't really focus or pay any mind to it. I just let it.
So do you just ignore it, or how would you guys, like a lot of people don't, what I'm learning as I get older is a lot of people actually really do not know how to communicate properly or effectively.
Healthy
Yeah.
communication.
Healthy
Don't have it.
communication. So how would you guys all communicate something? We can start with Johnny since he's our guest. How would you communicate effectively if somebody's coming at you, if a family member or a friend has crossed a boundary? Would you guys just ignore them? How would you communicate and say, look, I love you, or I appreciate that, but what would you say to be like, but I need to step away from this?
I'm all
in a way that
about-
wouldn't be exacerbating an issue.
I'm all about standing up for yourself.
Mm.
You know, if someone wrongs you, if someone says something that you don't like, you have to speak out about it. And the reason I say that is because if you don't stop the fire dead in its track,
There
it's
it
going to
is.
keep spreading.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, the only way you can stop it is if you confront the issue.
Yeah.
So if you hear someone talking behind your back, if you hear someone, you know, constantly making fun of you, you know, being rude to you, being mean to you, you have to stop it. And even if it's uncomfortable, right? You know,
Yeah.
it's like, hey,
A lot of people don't like confrontation.
yeah, it's like, hey, I don't feel like this is, you know, working out, or hey, I'm not happy about the way you spoke to me in this manner. It may be uncomfortable. You may lose the friendship, right? But you stop the fire.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, maybe they might still continue to talk about you, whatever, after, you know, but at least they got to know what you feel and how you feel and how you were affected by how they treated you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at the
That-
same
that's
time,
it,
too,
yeah.
like if it's something kind of small, you kind of build it up so much where it gets too big, and even by the time you get it to them, it's like you could have just handled that real quick, and it could have been
Right,
over with.
right.
But
Yes.
now it's some massive ordeal, and it doesn't need
Because
to be.
it festered.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
just tell them, hey, like whatever the situation is,
Yeah.
just get it over with.
I'm at the
You know?
point of my life where if I want to cut someone off, I will do it without, you know, hesitation, because
I love that.
because
Same way, man.
yeah, because the when I'm friends with someone, you know, the only thing I ask for is just treat me like a human being, just with respect. That's all it is, you know. Talk to me like a regular person. Talk to me like a human being, and you know, at minimum, that's all you got to do. At minimum, and I will be cordial with you. I will stay friendly with you.
And like Markeith said, it's like you can have grace with somebody, but if they continue to push that boundary, if you say to them like, hey, you can't speak to me this way, your feelings are valid, but you know, the name calling, the swearing, the hanging up on me, or the whatever the behavior might be, that's not okay.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's all about respect.
it's respect.
Like what's the problem here? Like you're not gonna are you over here treating a stranger with all this respect, being high, being cordial and all that, but you know me for a long time, you're treating me like an asshole. Like that ain't gonna work.
Because
like,
people know that they can push you.
Yeah, that's the thing.
People know that they can take advantage of you.
So you got to be like, nah, you got to cut that quick.
But like you said, people don't know how to have healthy communication, healthy conversations. My ex, our communication was far from healthy. Anytime there was a conversation that required accountability to be pushed over to the other side, it becomes an argument. It becomes something. And there's a lot of people in the world that don't understand what it is to just have a genuinely healthy conversation. Let me express to you where I'm at and why I feel how I feel. Just listen for a minute. But when we listen, we don't listen to understand. We listen to have a response and a rebuttal. And that's a problem with a lot of individuals, which is why so many friendships, relationships, family ships, whatever you want to call it, are in shambles because people don't take the time to listen to understand. Let me hear where you're at. Let me see what's going on. And maybe we can try to fix this. Maybe we can be. That's why people hate so much. People just feel certain ways because people don't know how to just take a moment, give grace, listen, and have understanding.
Yeah. Do you think a lot of people don't feel heard?
That is an issue for a lot of people. People do not feel heard, and people feel misunderstood by a lot of things.
So many people go to their, comments and because they want to feel heard. They will let it all out.
And your comment may go viral, so
I think there's a certain point though that, like I don't know. I'm just thinking like I think there's this certain point where I don't really need to feel heard. It's like I'm just gonna do whatever I gotta do. Yeah, like
silence is more powerful kind of thing.
Yeah, well, not even that. I'm not even trying to be silent. I'm just gonna go on about my day.
Yeah.
Like I don't need everybody. Like when you used to like something exciting happens, you have to call somebody. You're like, oh man, this happened. But in reality, nobody really gives a fuck, right? So you just kind of do your thing. Like you just go to the next thing.
Yep.
I kind of think it's when you start building a certain thing and people are, I don't know. I look at it like, okay, like we were talking before, a lot of your friends or whatever become haters. So you have to let them go. So you start running out of people to call. You know what I mean?
You can always call me.
Yeah.
Tell me the good news. I love good news.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The people you network are the people you call. Like, look at he's getting bad.
You can call me too, Marquis. You can call me too.
Nope.
You're second, though. And I just but no, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's just the best thing. And the people you network with and you're building with, those are the people you end up calling because you're calling them about a situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's actually healthier if you really think about it. Why deal with the people that don't give a shit?
Once you phase out the haters, once you start discovering who they are, once you start phasing them out, you will find your support system.
Yeah.
You will find them, and you'll know who they are. And those are the people that's going to be worthy of your time. Those
you know what the bad part about that is? You can weed out the people who don't want to see you go far without them. But the problem is, a lot of times, when you begin to grow with somebody, and you're actually growing and they're growing with you, people have the mentality of, why am I not eating what you're eating? How come I don't get what you got? Although you're still eating, you got chicken on your plate, but you're mad because I got filet mignon on my plate. And it's not enough for you. So people like that begin to have a certain disdain because they're not getting what you're getting. So now where all the support and love was there, now you have internal issues. And I don't really want to call it hate, but the disdain is there now where you got rid of everybody around you who wasn't good for you. But now you got your inner circle who is now not good for you. So those battles come up often.
Yeah, that happens though. Sometimes it just is what it is though.
It's a different battle for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I always go back to not giving a fuck. You know what I mean? I just really just don't give a fuck. It's like you just move on. Like it's like you realize that some things are just there for a certain amount of time. Like it was a great friendship, it was great. We had a great friendship, but that time's passed. Like we don't. It is what it is now. Like you just move on.
People come and go, and sometimes they will serve their purpose during the time
exactly
that they're in your life, and you hope to achieve a positive out of it,
Yeah.
And if you do get a negative out of it, you want to learn why it happened or what caused the negative experience with that certain person.
Well, because the thing is too is the fact that they're looking at you a certain way like that. That was always somewhat there.
Yes.
So I look at that as that was always there.
Mm-hmm.
And
like now I really don't want to fuck with you.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the point now? If that was always there, that there was something that they were seeing, and later on you kind of see that too, and other people talk about it. Oh, they said this, they said that, they said this behind you.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, damn, like and a lot of the bullshit that was kind of happening before, you kind of realize that was all true shit. So I kind of look at it as you don't lose anything. You lose nothing.
Yeah.
Like you just basically now you just move on and don't have to worry about a hater being in your life.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
You actually don't really lose nothing.
Yeah, that's true. You
know?
don't. You, if anything, you shed.
Yeah,
And it's like
shed
you
the
feel,
sheet.
you feel
Boom.
and you feel
I'm all
and
about.
you feel lighter too.
I'm all about helping each other as much as we can, growing together. But yeah, I understand that can happen, and you just do your best.
I think actors are some of the truly. I think actors are some of the most genuinely resourceful, helpful, empathetic, kind people. I think we have this preconceived notion that like actors are all like narcissists or actors are all super egotistical or just all about themselves. And yes, there are those people. But an actor's job at the end of the day is to understand human behavior, and it's to exercise empathy, and it's to understand that like if you're playing a certain character that's completely not who you are, how do you bring truth to that character? And I think a really good actor, I think some really good actors are truly empathetic people, deeply compassionate, empathetic people who know and understand the struggle and who want to show up for the other actors in their circle and help with auditions or help watch kids or help dog sit if somebody's traveling. Like it's actually a beautiful community when you find your squad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
That's cool. So, any last words? Any words of wisdom? Shout outs? Anything you want to say?
Yeah, definitely. And, for anybody that wants to get into this journey, whether, it's in the film, TV industry, whether social media, find your own path. It's easy to look at someone who already, is up there, right? And you're like, oh, I wish, I follow his footsteps or her footsteps to get to that level. But everyone's journey is different. And you don't want to obsess over getting to where that person did by following their footsteps. You create your own path. You meet your own friends. You network. You you create your own content. You create your own journey. And some people might make it right away, right? But some people might take a little bit longer. It could be 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. The most important thing is you never quit. Never quit. Doesn't matter. I don't care if you decide to become a real estate agent, which I tried to do, and then you still you get a job at a corporate or whatever, you still have the acting bug in you. Yeah. So you're still doing projects, you're still going out to events, you're still doing things. It doesn't matter within your now or 20 years from now, as long as you stay in the game, you're in the game.
Amen.
I like that. I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
Awesome, Johnny.
Yeah, how was your experience?
It was amazing. I had a great time. Really appreciate everybody.
You gave some amazing advice. I think it's going to help a lot of people.
It was good. Yeah, it was a good pod.
I'm all about helping. So.
Michaela, somebody say, what about that's Sam again. When you said that that Jacob can call you Sam, said, what about me?
Oh, you can call me too, Sam. Share with me good news. It has to be positive.
Hey, you're just going to keep Cedar on the pod. That's it, Sam.
Don't pull up.
Thanks for the support.
I appreciate you guys watching. Everybody, please like and subscribe. And I know last week I said this, but Mal wasn't on here when we said this. She already knows, but we are over 1 million followers. 1 million views on YouTube now, which is great. 1 million views. We're like almost 1.5 million now.
We're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Good
so we're excited about that. We're at 3 million on Meta, so we're doing really good on Meta. Yeah, so it's going good, and I appreciate everybody that's supported us during this time, and that was a big win for us when we hit that million views on YouTube. So
it's a milestone.
A milli.
Damn, son.
But yeah, please like and subscribe, everybody. And our slogan is "Shed the Sheep." So we're gonna look at this camera right here, and on 3, we're gonna say "Shed the Sheep." Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Shed the sheep.
Howls over Baaz. I'm Jacob Casas.
This is Ambishun of Black Cup.
It's Melanie.
It's Michaela Sweeney Campbell.
Johnny Law.
We appreciate you guys for watching. Peace. We are out. Peace.